Okay, if you're down for the struggle, you are all enviro-friendly. You're breathing really lightly because you're afraid you're putting too much CO2 into the environment. Well, I got another one for you. No coffee for you. That's right. I'm not trying to imitate remember the soup Nazi from Seinfeld? No soup for you. No coffee for you. This is out of Davos. Yep. This is the latest brilliance out of Davos. They had another little confab or whatever sit down, and they were discussing how coffee production contributes to climate change. Yeah. Oh, that's right. So you got some Swiss banker, this guy, Hubert Keller, Swiss banker, because you can always trust Swiss bankers, right? That was actually from a James Bond movie way back when. But anyway, that was, with Pierce Brosnan. World Economic Forum, talking about how much CO2 coffee production puts into the atmosphere. He noted how many tons, this is the metric equivalent of 2,204 pounds of CO2 coffee makers put into the atmosphere globally when producing the product. He said that the coffee that we drink emits between 15 to 20 tons of CO2 per ton of coffee. So we should all know that every single time we drink a cup of coffee, we're putting CO2 into the environment. Holy shnikes. And this is where it gets interesting. You got to see the way that these Swiss bankers and World Economic Forum types, these Bond villains actually think. They were saying, well, it's based on how the farming is done and how it's all of these mostly small farmers, small-time farmers. And they said a way we can do away with this is to have, again, big ag step in and take it over. Basically, they want to put all of these small farmers out of business. They want to put them out of business, and then they want to find a way to get carbon credits and charge for carbon. So, Juan Valdez, wherever you are at this point in time, buy yourself a gun, buddy. Davos crowd is coming for you. I'm curious to see how this is going to play and how they're going to go about trying to sell people now that they shouldn't be drinking coffee. I was thinking about this whole environmental movement. These people are nuts. They are nuts. And I mean, I wouldn't put it, they're frightening to me in the way that they think and the things that they do. And I thought about it a little bit. I said the second to last fiction book that I read, and this was back late 1990s. Last fiction book I read was The Alienist, but it was like historical fiction, was Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. I was always a big younger college Tom Clancy fan. I loved his books, liked the movies as well. Rainbow Six was about, it was one of the characters in the Jack Ryan book, just Clark. He puts together this team of super special forces people from different countries around the globe, and they each had their own little talent. It's kind of like, in essence, basically an Avengers, except with human beings. But anyway, in essence, the bad guys in the book were environmental wackos. And their goal was, again, couldn't make this up. I went back and I thought about it. So wait a second. This book was about them engineering, in the book, the Ebola virus, and releasing it. And it was at the, what was it? Was it 2000? Or was it? Yeah, it was 2000. The Olympics was in Australia, and letting it go there. And then this same environmental wacko group, they were going to provide a vaccine because this was going to start spreading all over the world. And the vaccine was going to kill people as well. Basically, the environmental wackos wanted to wipe off much of humanity unless you were part of their group. Again, you could make it up, but does it sound slightly plausible? Yeah, it does. I mean, it's made the book kind of frightening back then, but then you think about the events of the past 5 to 10 years. The other one as well, and I'm just going to tell you to Google it because I can't do it justice. Some point in time, I'm going to have to get some equipment here where I can play some videos and things that people are saying. Just Google Alexander Soros Davos. This is George Soros' son, and he is speaking at Davos. And I think he went to the University of Kamala Harris. He really did. I better than Kamala as far as word salad is concerned, making absolutely no sense whatsoever. But why you have to watch it on video is you got to watch the other people on the panel, got their hand on their chin and they're nodding their head with a serious face, like they actually understand what he's saying. Yes, again, it's Spectra at it again. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.